if you love what you do, just figure out what is that thing that you really enjoy and go elbow deep in it, meaning push every button on every platform, ask every question, go to the events, follow the people, copy the people, implement into your business. And over time, you're going to get really good at it because each of the posts are going to teach you something. So if it's social media, in my case, it's a post, right? I realize that when I go live, less people come on there. So I'm like, well, why would I do a live? It's clearly not working for me. And it's not my audience. My audience is busy out there in the field. They don't have time to come on a live, right? They're going to watch it sometimes later, right? So you'll see that what's working for you. So if it's open houses, right, you might do it at 11 o'clock on a Saturday because that's what everybody does, their open houses. And then you have 2 people walk through, and then you might say, you know what if I try it on a Thursday? Let's try it on a Thursday at 6:30, see what happens. And you might have 17 people stopping by on the way home from work, right? So whatever that thing is that you're doing, that you decide that is your lane, first of all, figure out what is your lane and stick to it. I tell my people all the time, stay in your lane. Don't get shiny object syndrome, because like, let's look at Tina Cole, for example. She has one of the most successful mega icon teams. She's huge on scripts and she's huge on cold call. Now, do I think it's work? Yes, it makes millions of dollars for her and she loves it. If you put me into her seats, I would probably quit in 2 weeks and take a night shift at Taco Bell because I would hate it. It is not my cup of tea. So I think the most important part is to stay in your lane, figure out what is that lane. And then when you figure out what your lane is, become the best at it. Be the first one up, be the last one down, go to every event, follow the people that have been there where you want to go, read the books, go to pay for the coaches, go to the masterminds, like outwork, out hustle everybody in that lane. And then eventually it's only at the top, right? Eventually that lane becomes a path and you're the only one on it. Even though it was like a marathon and 50,000 of you started at the same time, eventually there's just like one person at the very end is just keep running and they look back and you passed everyone. So find your lane, stay in it, and become the best at it. Like mediocre, if you decide to do something, mediocre is not why you started doing it in the first place.
Yeah. It's obsessed, right? You have to be obsessed about the thing, or you're going to be, like you said, average. And I just, especially in this industry, average, you're not going to make it. And I mean, really, like you said, find your lane and become obsessed. And I see it so many times, right? Like, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Like you said, with Tina's model, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hit the phones. You're supposed to hit that. You're supposed to do this. And some people just aren't wired that way. And there's so many other ways to go about accomplishing the outcome and accomplishing the goal of what you're trying to do. It is, yeah. I mean, spot on advice, for sure.
And also, I feel like you could force it. I mean, if my kids are starving, I can do anything. If that was the only way and my kids are starving, I will have a mega icon team. I will run it. I will have the overhead. I will make millions. I could do it. But eventually, if you're not in your lane and you keep going with that speed and you're not enjoying it, you're going to give up because you're going to burn out.
It's not sustainable, right? It's not sustainable at all. And, you know, it goes back to kind of the values, and it goes back to one of my favorite values at EXP, and it's sustainability, right? Every decision that this company makes, is this going to be sustainable for the long run, for the future, for the next 20 years? Is this a sustainable decision? And you get to a point, I don't question the decisions that leadership makes anymore, because they've proven themselves over the last 7-8 years that we've been, on this rocket ship. They've proven themselves. They make sustainable decisions. And then they have to make adjustments to make it even more sustainable. And that's also part of why things are agile. But like you said, anybody can do anything for a period of time, but it's not a fuel that is going to last. So getting in that lane as fast as you can is absolutely key.